Tuesday. Or blurry. Hang on. All right, welcome everybody. It's Tuesday, so today we are talking about Niknax. If you're new here, my name is Jocelyn. I'm the Crazy Lamp Lady. I own Niknax.net, which is one of the newest and fastest growing e-commerce marketplaces out there right now. We have live selling, we have buy it now listings, we have multi-day auctions, and we would love for you to come on over and join us on Niknax. This is it, Niknax.net. We're really high tech, so we have a Sharpie sign to show you how high tech we are, and this is where you can find us, Niknax.net. We have over 50,000 members, over 5,300 sellers, and over 120,000 listings to browse and check out. So come and join us. That's what we're talking about today. So let me get over to our notes. I'm going to turn this over to subscribers only on YouTube. If you're watching the playback, you might be like, why is she taking so long to get to the point? It's because I'm live. And so sometimes the live playback, it takes a little bit longer for me to get to the point versus when you watch my edited videos and I cut out all the taking long to get to the point. All right, let me get over here. Clear and... remember how to do this. It's been a whole week. Oh, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Let's see. Great job. Thank you everyone for the raid. Thank you. Subscribers. All right, so if you're over on YouTube, you will have had to have been subscribed for 2 years in order to comment. But you can always come on over here and join us on Niknax if you would like to comment and hang out. If you're over on Facebook, I mean, you can just hang out over on Facebook. But you can come over here too. That's cool. How do you get to sell on this app? Well, you have to apply to be a seller. And after you've applied, sometimes it can take a little bit of time to be approved because I approve all of our applications and we currently have almost 1,500 applications pending. I believe very strongly in a buyer to seller ratio. You guys thought I was going to do 6-7, but I didn't. I said buyer to seller ratio. Do you see what I did there? So I believe very strongly in a buyer to seller ratio. So what that means is we have to have enough buyers to support our sellers. So I make sure that our numbers are strong. We're doing well as a marketplace. And then I go in and I approve a bunch of new buyers. I'm sorry, a bunch of new sellers. And so that, I'm just making sure the marketplace is healthy and all that, because I feel like where some of the other big e-commerce sites may have, not they made mistakes was they opened the floodgates and they let a bunch of sellers in, and there weren't enough buyers or members to support their sellers. So it's worth waiting. It's worth waiting. And then other times I just get busy. Like this week was just absolutely insane. So I didn't approve anyone this week. I apologize to all of you who are like, I can't wait to get approved. And then I get busy and I did not get anyone approved this week. So I do apologize for that. That's not to say we're not doing really, really well, because we're doing really, really well. I was just busy this week and didn't get around to approving. All right, let me get to our notes. Drink a little coffee. Thank you. I don't trust drinking out of a thermal, because I'm like, where is the coffee? Like I can't see it, so I'm nervous about drinking it, that it's all just gonna all come out all at once and it's really hot. So I might go pour that into a regular mug in a second once I get to my notes. You guys are just gonna have to bear with me. I have trust issues with that mug. Good morning. All right, there's my notes. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab another mug. That's all right. You can take us with you if we're on a phone. And just, you don't have to announce it, but you can totally take us with you. All right, let me pour this without getting it on my white rug, because that was a mistake, let me tell you. That's better. We won't watch, I promise. All right, here we go. I know, right? It's like I'm scared. I'm scared to drink it out of there. It's just like, it's perfect for bringing it from home, but also I'm like, I don't know. Oh, what is a raid? Okay, so a raid, then I'm going to get in the notes. And in the notes, it's going to say, don't ask her any questions until the end because she'll get distracted. A raid is when somebody ends their sale, and rather than just ending it and like be like, okay, bye guys, and then everybody's just, they're done. It sends everybody into somebody else's sale or somebody else's live. So it just pushes you into another live rather than just being like, okay, time for me to go find something else to do. It basically puts you into somebody else's live. So it keeps you hooked. It's a great opportunity to keep you on the app, really is what it's doing. Okay, here are our notes. And we're going to get right into it. We currently have, I do raids. Yes, I do raids every time I'm live. And some people are like, yes, I got a Jocelyn raid. And then some people are like, oh God, oh gosh, oh, I got a raid from Jocelyn. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to try to hold it together. Okay, I'm shaking. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to keep it together. Like that's how it works. But it's great. I love doing it. It makes me so happy. I love you guys and I love doing it. But sometimes I get nervous. Like I'm like picking somebody to raid and I'm like, I really hope that I don't freak them out too much. Okay, so we currently have 52,399 members. That's 433 new members from last week. So that's a great that is a great boost in members. So welcome to all of our new members. It's great to have you here. Welcome to Niknax. If you are new here, I always encourage you to go over and check out our chat channels. If you are on the phone, you can find the chat channels. I think now if you're on the app, they're like right underneath. Find the chat channels. You can kind of like scroll through there and find the community chat, or you can introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about you. Here on Niknax, we value community and getting to know one another. It's not like that transactional, like, oh, I bought something, I paid for it, I'm done. It's really important to us to get to know one another. I think that's like the next evolution of online buying and selling, is getting that connection and getting to know one another. So go introduce yourself. Let us get to know you. Pop into a live sale, start a conversation about items that our sellers are selling. I think, and if you're on a computer, you can find them right over on the left-hand side. We currently have 5,356 sellers. Like I said, I did not approve any sellers this week. It's been a wild, crazy week with snow and children and people being sick and all of the things. So next week, I promise you, we will have more sellers. So if you are a seller and you have been waiting a minute and you're like, what's going on? I always tell you, send me a DM, because when I do approve sellers, one of the first things I do is I go through my DMs. If you sent me a DM a long time ago, you never got a response, you never got approved, send me another DM. It'll bounce your message to the top, and I'll see it this week when I'm going through. So do that. And don't feel like you're like annoying me, because I'll be like, oh, hey, I get so many DMs that it probably gets just pushed down. And so it's not like, oh God, they're sending me another DM. It's, the chances are I probably didn't see it, or it got pushed down. Also, my stomach is grumbling, so you guys are gonna have to listen to me and my stomach. Listings, we have 121,400 listings. So in addition to having live selling, which seems to like be at the forefront here on Niknax, I understand that it's the new craze of selling. Obviously, everybody's jumping on that trend. We also have buy it now listings. So if you go to the Niknax homepage and you use the search bar at the top, you can type in what you're looking for and hopefully find it here on Niknax. You can search for whatever you like. It says search for listings. Now, I always tell you guys this. It's very important that you are on niknax.net and not district.net. Why are you holding a bush?
Moving it off the table.
I looked over and Shelby's got this like random, this like blooming bush. It was very random. See, I get distracted very easily. I forget what it was. Oh yeah, make sure you're using that search bar on niknax.net in your search bar and not searching all of district. It'll make a difference. Yes, and then you're searching 121,000 listings. It's crazy. Thank you for the purchase. Appreciate that. That reminds me, make sure you go and check out the Buy It Now. You can see the little store icon somewhere on your screen. If you're buying out of the Buy It Now, you're supporting members of our community, our sellers here. Someone asked for coffee. Okay, I can add coffee. Give me 1 second. I just got to check this text message and make sure everything's Aww. What's that? No, don't throw away the Brillo pads. It's a reminder of our friend. Yeah, sorry. It was Alexis sending me a then and now picture of Laurel and her little guy. I thought maybe it was like Laurel fell on the ice or something like that. It had me in a panic for a moment, but it was just a cute picture. Okay, coffee. Let me add that. Coffee. Let's see. All right, coffee.
Oh my god, this day just keeps getting worse and worse.
Do I want to know? All right, the girls are whispering over there. I don't know what we're whispering about. I know. All right, so the coffee is in there. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. All right, so today is Chocolate Covered Favorites Day.
What? Chocolate covered favorites?
Yeah, what's your favorite chocolate covered thing?
I like chocolate covered strawberries.
Chocolate covered strawberries? Sage? I'm putting you on the spot.
Chocolate covered,
You can't pick strawberries. Shelby already picked that one.
Chocolate covered almonds. Dark chocolate though.
Dark chocolate, yeah.
It's definitely not eggnog day, I can tell you that. Poor Sage.
Got out of my car and Sage is like still in her car and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I spilled something. I spilled eggnog in my car and I'm like, that is like the worst possible thing you could spill.
And it wasn't just like a little bit. Like,
it was like the full thing.
Stanley. Granted,
full Stanley.
Put that much eggnog in my Stanley cup. But yeah, and it like I braked too hard and it went flying. And of course, the lid wasn't even on it. Of course. So.
Well, it can only get better from here.
Yep. Well, I don't know about that because Shelby forgot her cookies that she was gonna bring.
She forgot her cookies.
I was trying to get my schoolwork done. I'm also wearing my mom's clogs, so.
So anyway, my favorite is back when I lived in Rhode Island. There was this candy shop in East Greenwich. I think. Okay, this is weird. I'm gonna name drop Alex Schaller. I think his name was Alex Schaller. His family owned it, right? And they would make these apples that had caramel, and then they had all of this chocolate on the outside. And when I was a kid, they were my favorite. Sandy says go back to bed and try again.
You know what?
Those were the best.
Don't blame
apples.
her. I will. Goodbye, everybody.
But yeah, I liked those a lot, and it was dark chocolate because that's the only kind of chocolate. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's Nostalgic Toy Day. What is it? Mrs. Prindables? Is that a thing? I've never heard of that before. Raisins. Everybody's saying, like, half of you are saying raisins. I can't get behind the raisins. Like, if you're gonna eat a grape, eat a grape. Like, don't suck all of the water out of it. Like, just eat it. Just eat a grape. I can't do it. It's nostalgic toy day. I love that. I used to love going to Toys R Us when I was a kid, and it's very sad to me that they closed. But when I went to Canada and I like drove over the border and I was driving through and I saw a Toys R Us, I was like, what? Do you still have Toys R Us in Canada, or was it just like a mirage? Like, I drove over the border and it was like, it got like real like hazy and I was like, what is that a Toys R Us? And also maybe it was like close. You do have Toys R Us. Yeah, so really if you want to go to Toys R Us, you just have to jump the border. It's true. I don't think many people realize that. You just have to go over to Canada. It's just a quick trip. Oh, they have them in Texas too. Yeah, I used to love going there when I was a kid, except for when the big giraffe came over, because that was traumatizing for me. Like, just keep them away from me. I don't really want that energy. But other than that, it was a great place. I would go there. I'd get my Tamagotchi, and my little ponies, and I'd be happy. It would be a great day. Okay, so let's find some nostalgic toys on Niknax, because I know we have some. Actually, let's see if they're still there. And they are. Okay, check this out, because when I saw these for the first time, I was so excited to have these on Niknax, and I'm going to turn you guys around and show you. I'm going to show you how I just use that search bar. Look at this. Polly Pockets. You remember those?
I had one.
Oh, stop. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Polly Pockets.
How old do you think I am?
I think you're like 20.
I am.
I don't even think those were a thing. Were they when you were a kid?
I mean, I had them unless they were hand-me-downs, but like,
I love that.
I played with them.
That makes me happy.
Oh my god, what else did I play with?
Polly Pockets.
Polly Pockets.
Did you have Tamagotchis?
What the heck?
The Tamagotchis, like the little things that you had to keep alive, and they keep.
I didn't have those.
They were fun until they weren't.
My friends had them, but I wasn't like the cool kids.
The cool kids had the whole keychain with like 7 of them.
I had Briar Horses, My Little Ponies.
My Little Ponies. Let's see if we have My Little Ponies on Niknax. I bet you we do. Let's see. So this is the search bar up here. And we are going to search My Little Pony. Yes.
Oh, look how cute
they're so cute. There's not very many, but there's a couple. I can relate to this one because that's literally how I was going to say wake up, but honestly, that's how I live my day. I wake up and then I go about my day looking like this one. Maybe like that one a little bit, but it's a combination of both. Spirit animal. So I guess the moral of the story is go on Niknax, see if you can find some nostalgia out there. Obviously, we do have toys. Oh, and I think, do we have any Tamagotchi? I know you can buy them now.
What?
The Tamagotchi, I don't even know how to spell it. Like, the little things, the things where you had to feed them, and then like they always died. I could never keep them alive. But the cool kids, the cool kids always had like 20 of them on one keychain, and they'd all of them, and they'd all be beep, 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 and they'd keep them all alive. Like, wild. I'm like, I have one, and I can't even. I'd wake up, and it'd be like sitting there, and it'd be like RIP floating above it,
I'm sure your teachers were thrilled.
I don't think we were allowed to bring them to school. Yeah, we'd get in trouble. They take them away. You had what?
Silly bands.
Silly bands?
You don't know what those are?
No. I'm not 20. I'm looking it up on Niknax. We don't have those either. Silly bands. Silly bands? Christina knows what that is. Before cell phones. My kids had silly bands. Everybody knows what silly bands are. Oh, man. All right. Well, continuing with our notes. That was fun. All right. Questions at the end, please, Joss. Joss. It says jot down your questions. Jot down your questions and save them for the end because Jocelyn gets distracted. Obviously. We're already like 15 minutes in. Yeah, I know Joss gets distracted. So keep your questions till the end. And I will get to them. I will have time for questions at the end. No updates this week as far as new features. But please make sure that your app is updated. And to do that, you can go to your app store and type in district and see if there is an update available. Technically, it's supposed to update on its own, but it doesn't always do that. So you can go, I checked right before I did coffee chat to make sure mine was good, and it was, surprisingly. I do, yeah, I speak in the third person because Christina writes me the notes, and I'm like, yeah, so make sure you're updated. Very important, especially if you're going live. A lot of the times when there are issues with your live, like if you start having glitches, it usually comes back to the fact that you need to update your app. So make sure you are updated. That was a lot of note just to say, please update your app. Holiday shopping on Niknax. You can use the search bar at the top, like I showed you. Also, if you're using the search bar, try and you're not finding what you're looking for, you can use different keywords. There's times when we'll be listing something. I'm personally guilty of this, and I will forget a keyword. Like, for instance, I'll list something and I'll forget glass. Like the most obvious thing, I'll list a glass vase and I'll leave glass out of the keywords. So, vary your keywords. Try different keywords to find different things. You might be surprised what you find. Instead of cards, you could try ephemera. Just mix it up and see what you find. I think that's really important. Sorry, my hands are dry. Glow, UV, yep, all the things. So that's important to note that you can try different combinations of things. Don't forget about handmade, buy it nows. We have multi-day auctions. I think a lot of the times people forget that we have multi-day auctions, but it's a really good opportunity to get a good deal if you're browsing through those multi-day auctions. I mean, I know I'll list things where at the price I'm like most happy with getting, it'll be like below maybe retail, but I'll be like, yeah, this is what I'm happy with, and I'll list it. And sometimes it sells for that, and it's like, all right, whatever. Somebody gets a good deal on it because I listed it for what I was most okay with. So be checking out those those multi-day auctions, and you might get a good deal on something. Let's see, live show titles and thumbnails. Make sure your titles are clear and to the point. I think this is just good advice. I mean, it's not really like a guideline or anything like that, but it's just good advice, especially if you're going live, to explain what your show is about. A lot of people just put like, I've got stuff. And it's like, well, what kind of stuff do you have? Explain what you have. Like, I'm selling jewelry. I'm selling vintage jewelry. I'm selling sterling. I have sterling $5 starts. I have glass vases. So you want to kind of explain in your title what you have. You also don't want to write a book, but use your titles to explain what your show is about. Also in your thumbnails, choose your thumbnails to promote your show and show what you have. show what you have coming up in your show. I'm guilty of that because I'm just like, I'm trying to schedule a show and I'm like, I don't have a picture of the stuff. I'm going to put a picture of my dog. I am really guilty of that. But it will benefit you to put a picture of the stuff that you have for sale in your show, because a lot of people, a lot of our buyers will shop the show or plan on attending the show based on what you have in your thumbnail. Um, so I would really suggest that if you are planning a show, scheduling a show, you put a lot more um, a lot more effort into your titles and your thumbnails, and that sort of thing. I mean, unless you're doing a pop up and you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna pop up and do something. Those who frequent your shows probably know that. They're probably like, yeah, I know what I'm getting when I go there. But if you're trying to attract new people, I think that, I mean, yes, Gretchen, you have your thing. This is what you do. But like, in an effort to attract new people to your shows, I mean, try putting, okay, this is what I'm gonna have at the show. I mean, that'll bring new people in. You know what I'm saying? Just mixing it up and showing like, oh, this is what and then it'll be like, oh, wow, I never noticed this seller. This is what they have. Stuff like that. So she says, there's a lot of fluff and punctuation. Your show gets lost in translation. In my next show, I'm gonna write a book for my title. So if everybody sees that, you know that I'm just doing that for Christina. I'm gonna be like, today I will be selling lots of vases and pottery planters. I hope that you can join me. That will be my title of my next show. And then I'm gonna put a picture of like my yard. Do as I say, not as I do, okay? Maybe I'll even put the text Christina on it. I don't even know if she's still here, if she's taking the girls to school. She's probably listening, actually. There she is. Yes. Yeah. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Okay, thumbnails. Consistency is key. So this is another point, that goes to what Gretchen was saying, is like, she has her thing and people know when they see that, oh, Gretchen is live. That's also very important. It's important to have, an explanation in your title and, what you're putting in your thumbnail. But also when you see her thumbnail, it's her. And it's like, if those who are regulars to her show are like, oh my gosh, Gretchen's, I'm going to go watch her show, because they know that's her. I mean, that's her font, that's her thumbnail. That's like, and so they get excited for that. And so if you are somebody who goes live consistently, like, find your style, of what you're doing for your thumbnail and stick with it. I mean, even if you're kind of like switching up your thumbnail slightly and doing different thumbnails, like maybe you have a font, or maybe you have like a certain way where you place things, or maybe you have a little logo that you put in it, but like, have some consistency of what you're doing with your thumbnails so that when people see it, they recognize it. That's also a little bit of advice for when you're doing your live shows, just so that people know, hey, oh my gosh, I love this. I know who this is. Because yeah, they might follow you, but you might do like a pop-up and they might not have got the notification. Yeah, Canva is, so a lot of people don't know what to use for creating thumbnails. Canva is a big one. So all of the generic thumbnails that I've created for you guys, we have over in the chat channels, we have the generic thumbnails that I've created that you guys can always use that. And in case you didn't know, in case you're new here, over under the chat channels, there is, it's down at the bottom, right? Sellers. Where is that? It's been a while since I even created any of those. Are they still there? Oh yeah, graphics and logos is one of our chat channels there. And if you click on generic thumbnails, there are a bunch of thumbnails in there that I have created that you are more than welcome to use. If you're like, I don't know how to create a thumbnail, I don't know how to do that, those thumbnails are there for you to use. Those are thumbnails I've created that I created them for you guys. Like, you can use those. You can, pop them in your show. They're in the chat channels under graphics and logos. And actually, let me see here. No, actually, I was gonna make it so that anyone could post in there, but then I feel like people will not understand and they'll just start. I was gonna say, oh yeah, other sellers can create thumbnails for that too, but then I was like, maybe not. I think people just start conversations in there, so I'm just gonna leave it to just admins can post. Let's see, who can send messages? Actually, we'll do it this way. So now moderators, if you guys wanted to make some thumbnails, go right for it. I just made it so you could post as well. But yeah, so that is just generic thumbnails that anyone can use. If you're a seller here and you're not sure how to do it, but really Canva is, I think, the main one that anyone uses to create their thumbnails for going live, not just here on Niknax and District, but anywhere that people are going live. Let's see. Oh, in addition to that, I just wanted to mention real quick the importance of visual real estate, because it's been a while since we've mentioned that. What is visual real estate? It is when somebody goes into your show and what they see when they go in your show. Like, for instance, if somebody comes in my show and they see all this junk behind me, they're like, oh my gosh, she's messy. It's how you are representing the stuff that you are selling. And what you want to represent. Also, for instance, and we talked about this a long time ago when we were selling, for instance, Sandy, if you guys have ever been into one of Sandy's shows, she has, here, where do I have? Hang on. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Too much stuff under my desk. I have this thing. And if I wanted to, I could like stack stuff. By the way, I did get the battery switched out in this from last week. I just want everyone to know it's working now. But if I wanted to sell some stuff, I could like put things up here, and I could be like, okay, so guys, I'm having a sale. We're gonna run this, and then somebody's seeing this stuff in the background, and they're like, oh my gosh, how much for that clock? And they'll be like, oh, you want me to run that next? But people are coming into my sale and they're seeing the stuff that I have for sale, and I'm selling the other stuff at the same time. Or maybe I have stuff in my buy it now out in the back, and they're seeing it and they're like, oh my gosh, I love that thing. And you could be like, oh, I have it in the buy it now if you're interested. So you just have to be thinking about how you're utilizing your space, because you have so much space that you have when people pop into your live. It doesn't make sense just to be using it to show one item. Like, be utilizing your space to sell, obviously. Oops. But not only that, you want to make sure that you have a clean. You want people to come in and be like, oh, this is a nice space. This makes me feel good. This is clean. I have the solid background. You don't have to have a solid background, but you want somebody to come into your sale and just be like, oh, well, this is nice. I like the way they had this set up. Things like that. And not only that, but even if they're not coming into your sale, think about the fact that when you go to our homepage, when you go to the Niknax page, your sales are moving. The tiles move now. So they're getting a preview of your sales even before they come into them. So what do you want for them to be seeing? That's something to also keep in mind. Like, is what you're showing going to attract people into your sale? Because it's not just the thumbnail that's bringing people in at that point. It's also what you're doing in your sale. Like, they might not be getting the audio. Oh yeah, we've always had live tiles. Yeah, when you hover, they're live. Yeah, so be thinking about that when you're when you're talking. And like, I'm looking at myself right now and I'm like, I can see myself moving around. Yeah, you can't hear anything, but you can see it. So you can see what's going on. So that is also encouraging people to click on your sale. So if you have cool stuff in the background and they see something, they're no longer seeing your thumbnail, they're seeing what's in your sale. So they might be like, oh, I like that in the thumbnail, but when they hover over it, it's not there. They might not click into it. All right, let's talk about copyrights and trademarks again. We've talked about this before with Disney. They're probably like the worst at I mean, they're not the worst. I say that, but they're very strict about their copyrights and trademarks. And they've been known to be very litigious when it comes to copyrights and trademarks. And it's something to be aware of, as you're listing stuff, not just in reference to Disney, but with anything. Please be aware of what you're listing and whether things are copyrighted and trademarked. For instance, Crazy Lamp Lady is a registered trademark. And when you are listing things, don't be listing things with Crazy Lamp Lady. That is a registered trademark. Niknax is also a registered trademark. Those are both registered trademarks. So please keep that in mind when you're listing stuff. I have noticed some things popping up with Crazy Lamp Lady. So Niknax and Crazy Lamp Lady are registered, and we do have an attorney that pursues that. So keep that in mind. Handmade skincare. I don't know. I know we had a plan for this last. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna save questions until the end. All the Disney items. Oh boy. All right. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, no, you're good. So, Disney, you can list Disney, but I don't know how that works because I honestly don't know. Does anyone else know? I'm not going to read that out loud, okay? Because everyone watching this is not going to see the text. That's so funny. That's why sometimes when you guys see me like see something and I'm like, I say something, but I don't read it out loud, is because I know everybody watching the replay they're not going to know the context of it. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know how that works because if it is legitimate and you're reselling it, I don't know how that works. But I know there are probably people who sell Disney who could answer that for you, who like sell a lot of it. I think of the people who sell Loungefly, like a lot of it, and they do it like for a living. So I don't know how they're able to do that. And they don't get in trouble. It's what they do. So there has to be a way to do it, and they're fine with it. License is different than not. Okay, so it has to be licensed. But okay. Yeah, so you can't like crochet Mickey Mouse and be like, I'm selling Mickey Mouse, is what you're saying. Yeah, it just freaks me out. I don't know. It makes me nervous because I know like I protect my trademark. So anything that's like trademarked makes me nervous. It's goofy. Okay, so handmade skincare. We can like if you guys have answers for the Disney stuff, go ahead and put them in the comments because that for me, I don't know. I don't buy and sell a lot of Disney. It's not really my thing. You bought homemade skincare and soaps from a vendor that turned moldy within a week. Yeah, I am so torn on the handmade skincare and soap stuff, and I kind of. I don't know. I'm not. I shouldn't say reconsidering. I'm thinking more about it. And I know we have sellers who are approved to sell handmade soaps and skincare already here on Niknax. And I'm not going to be like, no, we're taking it all back. I just want everybody to know that I'm thinking more about this. And if I was to not really change my mind, but if I was to change my thoughts on it, I would reach out to those who are already selling. But I do have some concerns about the handmade stuff for those reasons right there. I just don't want anyone getting hurt. That's the bottom line. And it's not to say that, I know some people are following the rules and doing it the right way and making sure that, this, that, and the other, but it's the others that are coming in and might not be following the right protocols. And yeah. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know that I'm thinking about the handmade soaps and skincares and lotions and stuff. I wanted it to be on your radar. And if you wanted to have a discussion with me and talk to me about it, feel free to reach out to me, because like I said, I'm thinking about it. So I'd be open to a discussion because I'm kind of on the fence, and whatever you have to say, I'd definitely be open to talking about it. Okay, shipping time. Let's talk about shipping time. We have a 3 business day shipping policy on Niknax. It is expected that you ship within 3 business days. That is the expectation, especially during the holiday season. People are expecting their items as gifts. Like, they want to be like, I want my item. I want to wrap it. I want to have it under the tree. I have my Christmas party next week. I want to give it as a gift. It's really important, especially now that we are abiding by that 3-day shipping time. And if we can't, that we're communicating and saying, hey, thank you for your purchase. I just wanted to let you know I'm going to be traveling. I will not be able to honor the 3-day shipping time. Is it possible that I shipped it out in 5 days? If not, I'd be happy to refund you. But I just wanted to give you a heads up. Communication is important. The post office is one thing, but when sellers are not shipping out on time, that's another thing. And I don't like that. I don't like that. So it is an expectation of our sellers to ship out within 3 business days. If they're not able to, it is an expectation of our sellers to communicate with our buyers and to do the right thing. And let them know, like, hey, I'm not going to be able to honor the 3-day shipping time. Is it acceptable to you that I cannot do that? And if the buyer says, no, it's not, refund my money, the seller needs to say, okay, not a problem. I will take care of that for you. That's good business. I understand that the USPS is busy, and if you get that package to the post office within 3 business days, and the post office, it's their fault, it takes them 2 weeks. My biggest thing right now is UPS. I am so annoyed with them because I keep ordering stuff and they're like, yeah, we're going to have to delay your package delivery. And the next thing I know, it's like 3 days later and they're like, yeah, we're going to delay it again. And so, like, they keep delaying my packages. I don't know if anyone else is having that problem. I don't know what's going on. And then they're like, oh, well, now you're going to have to come pick it up at our UPS store. And then I try to call them and they're like, no, we closed early. What? I have a vendetta against UPS right now. But anyway, never use UPS from USA. Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you, Claudine. Very, very important. Very important. This isn't just holiday talk. This is all the time. Don't use UPS from US to Canada. When you are printing your labels, if you are a US seller sending a package to Canada, it may appear cheaper to send UPS to Canada. However, if you do that, when it arrives in Canada, the cost is going to be more at the door. They are going to be like given an extra charge at the door. So yes, it's cheaper for you when you ship the package, but your buyer is going to be given a bill when they receive the item. So please, if you are a seller and you're selling an item, shipping it from the US to Canada, do not use UPS. Do not. They are welcome to refuse the package and it will come back to you. I've told Claudine, I'm like, Claudine, just refuse the package, send it back to us. Because we did that. We did that to Claudine. I felt really bad. Yep, just refuse it. We'll take it back. Yeah, do not send it UPS. It's very important. And that doesn't just go for the holidays. That goes for any time. It looks cheaper, but it's not. You get it on the back end for anyone who is receiving the package. So shipping time is very important. I am contemplating, this is my current situation. I'm trying to decide whether or not Niknax policy will be that it is the seller responsibility to refund if shipping is delayed and there is no communication. What do you guys think? All right, see you later, Irene. Thanks for being here. No? What do you mean no? So say the seller sells something and they don't ship for 5 days. And the buyer's like, "Hey, where's my item?" And they don't respond. And it's like, "I'm going to go buy it somewhere else." And they buy it somewhere else. And then they reach out and they're like, "Hey, I bought it somewhere else. Like, I want a refund." I feel like the seller should probably get the return and then refund, but I feel like the seller can't deny a refund. No, but they didn't ship on time, is what I mean. They didn't communicate and they didn't ship on time. I know I opened a can of worms, but I want to get your take on it. Yeah, things happen, but still. Communicate that. My thing is communicate it. It's business. Okay, I'm writing all this down. I'm writing your names down. I don't have a notebook, so I'm writing them down after this. Okay, so we feel like USPS, we don't know when it was scanned. When was it dropped off? Okay. It's the communication. It's the lack of communication is what you dropped. I think our problem is that we don't have a policy for something like this. So my thought is the seller shouldn't have to refund until the item is back in their possession. Like, it should be a return. It should be like, okay, it should be returned to you. Right? And that won't happen. It's definitely a return. At least. It's at least a return. But I do realize that USPS is like almost always to blame. I mean, they're the easiest ones to blame. How do you handle loss? Oh, you would want to open a lost package claim. We lost Cernifus. Cernifus ended up showing up, by the way. I don't know if I told you guys, Cernifus was found and arrived and is on display. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It was so sad. Okay. All right. So we're going to blame USPS on this one. Lost package. Okay, so back to the lost package question. What you need to do when there's a lost package, you need to go on the USPS website, and there is an option to file a lost package claim, and that will actually like kick their butt into gear to go and try to find your package, and that's what you need to do. That's what we did with Cernifus, actually. Okay. All right. I understand. I see what you guys are saying. I'm going to consider all of this. But I think we do need some sort of policy about, like, okay, when does it got to be refunded? What is our, okay. All right. Because you guys know, as sellers, I try to take that into account. All right, let's see. Three days seems enough. But at the end of the day, let me just finish this point by saying this. At the end of the day, communication is always the most important. You know, like, so even if we were to say you have to have it out in 3 days, and say, you know, you reached out to the buyer and you said, hey, I'm not going to be able to have this out in 3 days. I'm traveling, or, you know, this is happening or that's happening. Like, is it okay if I ship it out in this many days? That's fine. You know, the buyer might say, yeah, that's fine. If not, then you just say, okay, well, no problem. I'll refund you. And that's that. Yes, we are just talking. We're just talking. So for those of you who are out there on Facebook or YouTube, it's Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I get on here and I talk about Niknax.net. That's Niknax.net. Niknax.net. My name's Jocelyn, Crazy Lamp Lady. In addition to making videos on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, I own Niknax.net. It's an e-commerce marketplace. We have live selling. We have buy it now listings. We have multi-day auctions. We have over 50,000 members, over 5,000 sellers, over 120,000 listings, and one of the fastest and newest e-commerce marketplaces out there right now. And I would love to have you come on over and hang out with us. Lots of really great people, great community, and I own it. So I get on here every Tuesday and I talk to everyone and hang out and answer questions and do all the things as the owner. So yeah, that's what we do every Tuesday. So if you're over and you're like, this is so boring, what is she doing? I'm taking ownership and I'm showing up. What was the question? I know I'm supposed to save questions till the end, but I missed it. I will. No, I'm not saying that. No, that is not what I'm saying, Crystal. I'm saying that, what am I saying? I'm not saying that you should refund. I'm saying that if the item, that's a good question. What am I saying? I guess I'm not saying that. I'm just asking for feedback on what we should do, I guess. And I'm saying that, you know, if the item doesn't get there on time, should we allow for it to be returned for a refund after a certain amount of time? Should it be like, okay, it's been 2 weeks. Should we let them return it and get a refund? If it was late getting there because of our wrong, like we got it out late. I don't know. I guess that's what I'm asking. And then I'm just asking for feedback on what everybody thinks. But I'm not making any decisions. I agree. The buyer's cost. I don't know. The buyer's cost. Let me write that down. Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. I think if it were me, I would say just the cost of the item, not the cost of the shipping. Right? If it's a loss, often Etsy will cover the refund. That was the other thing, is I was like, well, maybe I should cover it. Etsy covers cost. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was my thought. Is how much was it? I'll cover it. When will I do another live sale? That's a very good question. The girls have been reloading this stuff up here. So what is today? I have meetings all day today. Actually, my friend Bo, the Aqua Sugar, is coming to visit this afternoon, so probably not this afternoon. I'll have to look at my schedule. It's been a crazy week. Let's continue with the notes, and then we'll have more questions at the end, okay? Kindness. We had an issue on the newbie train this weekend that really kind of got me a little crunchy. And I thought to maybe actually call that person out by name. I thought about it. Still thinking about it. Because I feel like of all of the places to leave a negative comment, to leave a comment on the newbie train, that one got me a little crunchy. Here it is. Still thinking about it. That's not okay. Yeah. Christina texted me. Christina, send me a Facebook message. I can't see your text messages anymore. My previews are turned off. Yeah, I thought that was a little not good. I think everyone handled it very well, but also I say this every week. You know, we have the newbie train once a month, and the point of it is to be like a safe space to try to learn how to, live sell, to be encouraging, to be a part of the community, and for somebody to come in and it wasn't actually a troll. Which, well, I mean, yeah, they were trolling, but what surprised me is they have let's see, 1,200 purchases on Niknax. That's why I'm like, maybe I shouldn't call them out. They have 1,200 purchases. Maybe they're just having a bad day. So I'm not going to. You think I should? I don't know. And it's not okay. It's not okay. Now I'm gonna send him a message. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send him a message, tell him it was not okay. Remind them of our guidelines to be kind. It wasn't that bad. It was just not. It was not acceptable. Especially in that environment. Like if you're gonna leave a bad comment, leave it in my show. Leave it here. Be an Irene. That's fine because I can handle it. I've been doing this a while, but don't leave it in the newbie show. I received the screenshots. Christina was there, I think, and it's just, it's not even just that it was like you guys just you were there, okay? Just, I mean, be kind, be nice, especially when we've got people who are just trying to go live and figure it out. No, it wasn't an accident. It was on purpose. That's what Niknax is all about. And we try to lead with kindness and community, and it violates our guidelines to be mean and to distract from a sale and to be unkind. And so I will send you a message. I will ban you from commenting. I will take action when. Yeah, it was. I will do those things. So they will receive a warning, and hopefully it does not happen again. Yes, timeout. Get a timeout. And as I've said before, if ever that happens, if ever I have to send you a message, if ever I have to give you a timeout, if ever I have to, it's never personal. It's never personal. I mean, we have some members on here who have received a message from me, who have got, a suspension, who have got timeout, who have been banned from chatting, and like they got all pass. And they still, like, I still pop into their sales. I don't think anything of it. Like, I don't hold it against them. Hopefully they don't hold it against me. I still support them. I'm still cheering them on. Like, it is what it is. Like I told you guys before, my good friend, I banned her for 2 weeks. It is what it is. Let's do shout outs now. Dawn Burgers, old and new. So sweet. Makes her own sourdough bread. I love that so much. Like taking a break from the sale to go check the sourdough. That is like the cutest ever. Christy was telling me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet. Like we should just make an exception to the guidelines and just be like, okay guys, now we're selling homemade sourdough. I don't think we can do that, but if we did, I'll hit you up and I'll be like, hey. I love that so much. That's adorable. So, shout out, potential buyer. There you go. I know, using herbs from the garden. I think that's wonderful. I like that a lot. I'm thinking we're going to try to do a garden this next year because Laurel is like so into vegetables and Juliet really likes gardening. So we might actually try. Maybe we'll be like, let's do some sourdough. It'll probably explode in the kitchen, but we're going to try it. Absolutely, of course. Reminder, May 8th through the 10th is the Carlisle Antique Fest. Sage was here last night. She's not here right now. She was, or Sage, no, I think she had an appointment. She was here till 1 a.m. last night, working on the map. And then I picked it up this morning and I was working on it this morning, and we're there. So I think this afternoon, it's going live. We've been back and forth with the company, and it's like the worst part is like we have all these, I don't know if I told you guys, we have all these spaces. I'm going to turn you around real quick. Here. This is what it looks like now. All right, so we've got the tent. All right, this is where we're at, and this is when it goes live. This is what it's going to look like. I'm going to explain it to you guys real quick because it is going live this afternoon. I talked to the company, the tent company, yesterday. This is where the tents are going. So we're going to have multiple tents. So this is the first tent we're putting in. This is going to be our tent. So this is a road. It's an asphalt road. And I talked to them yesterday and I was like, can we put a tent like over these two vendor spots and have like a walkway down the center? And they're like, we could put a tent over the road. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, we'll just put it over the road. They can walk down the road. And I was like, well, shoot, let's do that. So we're going to straddle the road with a tent, which seems really ambitious, but they were all about it. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So this is going to be the first tent. And if we fill up this tent, we're going to put another tent here. And if we fill up that tent, we will go up onto this one and we'll do, where am I? We'll do a tent here and a tent here. Now I will tell you, these tents are $6,000 a piece. So that being said, that cost is worked into the cost of the spots under the tent. So what did we say for these? So the spots under the tent are $265 a piece for the whole weekend. And they are 10 by 15. So that's going to be the spots under the tent. And then out here, regular spots are $150 a piece. No, that does not cover the tables. Tables will be separate. And I do have the contact for the company. So this company who does the tents also does the tables. And I don't know how much they charge for tables. Yeah, no, that just covers the spot. Not the money. Oh, yes. Yeah, it would be over the tables. Not sure what you mean. So these here are electric. So the electric, every one of these is 8 spots. So maybe 6 spots. So these 6 spots would have electric. Electric, they told me, is very, like, I think I told you guys last week, is very sparing. It's like not a huge thing. Let me zoom out real quick. So if we zoom out, we have pavilion over here, building T. All of the gray spots are potential spots, but we have them blocked off until we fill just the open spots, and then we'll start building on. So we can open up all these spots, but we have them grayed out for now. These are the bathhouses down here. So if you guys wanted to, you can bring your own tables. Absolutely, you can bring your own tables. Yeah, if you don't want to bring your own tables and chairs, you can rent them. You can bring your own tables and chairs. You can rent tables and chairs. That's totally up to you. Also, if you're a vendor out here and you wanted to rent a tent, you can call the tent company and they can rent you an individual tent. All right, and they'll set it up for you. So when you get there, you'll have a tent set up. Yes, if you wanted to get a tent spot, you would have to rent. Like for instance, you could do. Let me zoom in. This is such a slow application. Now we're too close. Anyway, if you wanted to camp, you could do like this spot on the edge, and then you could do the spot next to it, and you could put your camper here, and you could put your stuff here. So you could get the spot next to it for your camper. If that makes sense. So you just have to get 2 spots. You'd have to get one for your stuff and one for your camper. So hopefully that makes sense. And we will be putting that out this afternoon. I'm rechecking all the cells to make sure that we have all the correct information in there. The majority of the cells out on the field are 10 for 30. Can we do just a spot for the camper if not selling? Yeah, Sandy, you can park out in the parking lot if that's what you want to do. Or, I mean, you can definitely park on the ground. I mean, that's cool. But, I mean, it's up to you. You just text me. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. See, this is why I can't answer my phone. Yeah, so, yeah, we're going to release this afternoon. I'm just rechecking the cells to make sure we have all the information in there. The average spot is a 10 by 30. But you will see that some are like square. I don't know what size those are. To be honest with you, I'm like, Sage and I were looking at it and I'm like, she's like, what size do you think that is? And I'm like, I don't know. It's definitely not 10 by 30. And I don't think there's like a key on the main map. There's not like there's no, oh wait, there is. Yeah, it doesn't say. But it's definitely like a square. So I'm going to guess it's maybe like a 20 by 20. So you can use your best judgment on the squares. Be like, you know what? Maybe I want a square. I want a surprise. I'm going to get the square spot. That's totally up to you. If you like a surprise, that's your spot. Okay. Pavilion. If you want under the pavilion, those are also weird shapes. I think they're like 15 by 10, and then some are like a 12 by 10. Like they're a little bit weird. It's going to be at the Carlisle Fairgrounds in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And then after I release this is going to be annoying to all the people on Facebook who say my new posts are annoying, but every day leading up to it for the next 7 months, I don't even know how many months away we are, I'm going to release a reel that says, hey, it's 236 days until Carlisle Antique Fest. Hope to see you there. And I'm going to post a reel every single day until the event. I've already made up my mind. And so you're going to see a reel every single day of me saying that. And I hope you're all ready for it. I don't even know if I'm ready for it. I know it's less than 6 months. I'm going to do a countdown. I'm going to annoy everybody, and everybody's going to complain. Like, oh my God, I'm so tired of hearing her say that. Will we be able to park a regular vehicle at our spot without renting the next spot? Okay, so the spots are 10 frontage, and then 30 back. So the reason they're 10 by 30 is because Carlisle Fairgrounds was designed to have semis. I think they said semi. You're supposed to be able to park a semi in there. So if you can park your car at the end, you could still have enough space to put your stuff on the front, is what I'm thinking. I think that should be enough room. I mean, I'm really bad at spatial visualization, but I think, let me go get a rule. Let me get it. Where did our tape measure go? I can't find our tape measure. I was gonna measure. Yeah, your car might be stuck there the whole weekend. This is true. The visual helped. Yeah. Hey, do you know where our tape measure is? Well, I was looking. I got up to look for our tape measure, and I couldn't find it. It's not in the shipping.
We need to get more toothpictures.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we also need tissue paper.
We need what?
Tissue paper.
Tissue paper.
What are you measuring?
I'm measuring out 10 feet. Yeah, so 10 feet is right there. From you guys to me is 10 feet. You fit a car in that spot, and then you get 2 more of those. In this spot, like a car, and then stuff.
Yeah. Well, how big are the spaces?
10 feet wide by 30 feet that way. Yeah, 10 feet is from here to Shelby. And then you get 2 more. So it's farther than the end of the building. Yeah. They're huge. They're huge spots. Yeah. 10 by 30. Yeah. So it'd be a little bit more from here till the end. It's bigger than our shop. Maybe you want to park your car in there so that it doesn't look like you're, Yes, we did. We did talk about shipping costs. Yes, we did. So, all right. So that's Carlisle Antique Fest. We'll post that a little bit later. Please read through our terms of service before you sign up to be a vendor. Very important. We do have a big, long terms of service. It's important that you read them because there are requirements of you as a vendor. I mean, they're pretty straightforward. Basically, I'm allowed to film you if I want. I mean, that's kind of a given. Also, you have to be set up the entire time. There's no packing it in early. That's one of my biggest pet peeves at these events is people who are like, yeah, I'll be there. And then on the last day, people show up to be at the show and nobody's there. I hate that. And if you're coming to my event and you're signing up and you're showing up, you're going to be there the whole time. I'm going to expect that of you. So I do have expectations if you're going to be a vendor at the event. And you will read through all of those in the terms of service. And so before you sign up, please read them. Why can't I get to our... I was going to try to find them for you guys, but the applications. So that is in the application. So when you go to apply, you will see terms and conditions. I will show you real quick. So this is that. I've showed you guys briefly before. Accepted categories here. Event protocol, parking and setup. You can park either at your spot or in the parking lot. Terms and conditions, and then Dealer behavior, photo and video, failure to comply, cancellations policy, sales tax, waiver of liability. All right. The other thing is there will be, I'm trying to figure this out. I don't think there's going to be a charge to apply to become a member. I'm sorry, a vendor. There's all these prices down here, application fees, and then all of this. I don't think there's going to be any charge. This is like just default. I don't think there's going to be a charge for signing up to vendor. I think once you're approved as a vendor, then you get the map, and then you click, and then you pay for your spot. So I don't think that there's any, yeah. So if that makes sense. Let me show you guys. Okay. Oh shoot. And if I need to next, so if you have any more questions about the event, I'll make it live, and then write down your questions. And next week when we do coffee chat, what is next week? Wait, it's not Christmas, is it? Are we having coffee chat next week? What is next week? The 23rd. We're having coffee chat next week. So if you have questions, write them down. I will answer your questions next week. I'm trying to think now. I will have a code for you guys. Shoot. I have a discount code for Niknax peeps that I have to create. I have to create you guys a discount code for being vendors. I have to figure out how to do that. I will post it in the seller chat. So look for that. Once I figure out how to do it, I'll post a code for Niknax sellers in the seller chat to when you apply to be a vendor, so that you have a discount code. And I forget what percentage off we decided. Did we decide on a percentage off? I forget. Sage and I talked about it. I don't know if we decided on it. Did we decide on it? Yes, we did. Okay. Oh man, I have a headache. All right. So Q4 sales collection. I will have to ask the fairgrounds about that, because they did say something about that. It's actually in our notes. Where's the application for May? That's what we're going to be posting. That's what I'm going to be putting out, is the application for May after coffee chat. I'll post it in the seller chat. Q4, it's go time. The time of year when people shop for the holidays. So please remember to be posting your buy it nows. Also be going live. We talk about this every week. There's still some time left. But also be mindful of your shipping time. The girls know where I keep it. They're like, this is like the spot for the tunnel. There's some in my car. There's some next to me. Yeah, so guys, be listening, be going live. And if you're selling stuff, yes, we have a 3-day ship time, but it means a lot when you get that stuff out as soon as possible. And I know a lot of our sellers know that, but like, just get it out as soon as possible, because it means a lot for, especially like if you're like me and you're like that last minute person. If I get it sooner than I'm expecting, I'm like, yes, I can't believe that came so quick. It means a lot. Sorry, I'm over here popping pills. But yeah, just please, get that stuff out. Yeah, it's important. Oh, thank you. I got it online. I love the mug too. Yeah, I don't know. When is the cutoff for shipping? Do we have that on here? There's like a certain date when they're like, yeah, we can't guarantee we can get to them anymore. Tomorrow's okay. So today's the day, guys. Be getting that stuff out. Going live. Be listing. We have magic comments. You can be doing your magic comments on Instagram and Facebook. You sent me a photo. Oh, thank you. I see it. Yes, tomorrow. I see that. Magic comments is a really cool feature here on Niknax. You can post your items to Instagram, and you have this option to claim it. So if you post it and somebody likes it, they can type claim, they get a message, and then they can purchase it right then and there, which is really cool. And so you can do that through either Facebook or Instagram. If you are having trouble setting up your magic comments, you can always reach out to District. That's support@district.net. You can reach out to them. You can also reach out to community@niknax.net if you're having issues with buying, selling, anything to do with the marketplace, community type stuff. We're at the point now where we cannot respond to every inquiry or every message that we get, but we do see them, and we do act on them when we need to. You may not get a follow-up. I may not respond to you and let you know what I do to respond to them, or who I message or what I say to them, but we do see them. And yeah. Also, we are going to be setting up our events for the next 6 months. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be planning the next 6 months worth of events for Niknax. So I'm really excited for that. We were talking this morning. I'm like, okay, I want to get the next 6 months of events on our calendar. You guys, if you're looking for events to get involved in, it's not just Niknax events. Our sellers are putting on some really fun events, and you can find those in the Niknax calendar of events, which is under our chat channels. And those are over on the left-hand side. You can find calendar of events. Today is Groovy Train. Every Tuesday, you'll find the Groovy Train. We have midweek market mini train tomorrow. Art Hangout is every Thursday. So if you are an artist and you want to art, you could do that on Thursday. And then, yeah, I don't see any really like crazy events happening. We're kind of slowing down now because of the holidays and people are traveling and doing their thing. But I'm really excited for the new year. I think we're going to have some great stuff. Show where you can find. Okay. Here, let me show you. So if you're here on the Niknax homepage, you can click right here, calendar of events. And ta-da! There's the calendar of events. And that's, what are you talking about? Get started. Yeah. Sometimes this is like shrunk up and you have to click on the little boop and then click here. Am I acquiring? Yeah, actually we got like 500, no, 400, about 500 new members. Pretty exciting. Yeah. Yeah, for everyone not liking my new reels, they seem to be working. There's a method to the madness. Why are you making this content? There's a reason. There's always a reason. Is it related to anything else I'm doing? No. But we want those people. We want those people to be like, wait, what is Niknax? I've never heard of that before. What is this? It's a new selling platform. We want the people who don't know who we are. Right? I mean, that makes sense. We want to reach those new people with new content. Okay. Do we have questions? Why was I so excited about the pandas? They're made by Abraham Palatnik. And he was a famous designer. He did Lucite. They're signed right there, Palatnik. And they're worth maybe about like $65 to $85 a piece. So I was pretty excited when I found those, especially in a baggie. And not just one, but two. Yeah, so some of his pieces are worth hundreds, like hundreds. Yeah, those were really exciting. That's why I got so excited. I mean, people might be asking $250 for them, but they sell for about $65 to $85. Niknax. I have actually talked to district about creating gift cards or gift certificates, and something to do with federal law regulations. I don't know. It's not an option at the moment. I don't know. It's like a whole bunch of logistics stuff. Do not hold shipments. I'm reading comment. Why? Okay, yeah, what Christina said. They're not exactly shirky days. What if a buyer requests you wait over a week to ship out, or if a different address is a different address not on file? Um, yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm not understanding. I mean, it's going to affect. Yeah, I don't know the conversation happening here or why. Hang on. And create a new listing so they can put the correct address. So I think the issue with holding this stuff is that if you hold it, it affects your shipping time. I think that's the concern with holding stuff. So if a buyer is like, hey, will you hold this? If you've noticed when you go to your profile, I don't know if you've noticed this. If you go to your profile, it gives your shipping time. If you hold too many packages, it's going to say 3-week ship time. Does it still say that? Oh, yeah. See, so for instance, mine says average time to ship, less than a week. It doesn't say 3 days. We literally ship like after a sale, we'll ship the next day. Or, the girls have off on Friday. So if something sells on like a Thursday, we don't ship on Friday. And then it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And because of that gap right there, because if we sell something on Thursday and we don't ship it Friday, and I've talked to them about this. I'm like, why are we counting the weekends? It doesn't count. But I guess their algorithm counts the weekends. So because we don't ship Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we wait till Monday, our ship time is less than a week, and it's not 3 days because it brings in that average. So if a buyer asks you to hold packages for more than a week, your ship time is going to reflect that. And suddenly, your ship time might say average ship time, a week, 3 weeks. And so then if you think about that, you have buyers coming to your page like, oh, what do they have for sale? And they're seeing your ship time as a week because you've held a package for a buyer who has asked you to hold, and you're holding it, and that's affecting your ship time, and it's affecting your image of people just coming and looking. And so that's just something to keep in mind. Like, it's not a bad thing to hold a package for somebody who's asked you. Like, it's not like we're going to be like, oh, you haven't shipped this yet. Why haven't you shipped this? And like, you're not going to get in trouble, but you just have to keep that in mind, that it's a reflection on you. And not everyone's going to understand that. They're not going to be like, oh, this is Crystal. She keeps open boxes for her buyers, and that's a great thing that she does that. I mean, it is. It's awesome that she's willing to accommodate some of her buyers. Because somebody new coming in is going to be like, oh my gosh, look at that. I don't even know what I'm sorry to call you out, Crystal. I don't even know what your ship time is. But like, somebody coming in and seeing a ship time would be like, oh my gosh, look at that, that ship time. So it just, somebody who's been here a long time is going to know. They're just going to know. But somebody, who hasn't been here and is looking at a ship time and like, oh my gosh. And I've tried to figure out a way that we could work with district to be like, okay, is there a way to fix that? Can we mark something as like, oh, this is an open box, and then it doesn't affect that. Yeah, maybe put it in your bio, like open box. But it's just the image. Like, I honestly, if you guys want to do that, that's up to the seller. And also, it's not just like the seller's going to be like, yeah, I'll do that for you. I mean, you have to have a relationship, and I talk about that with us having our community. Like, not every seller, if you're new here and you're like, hey, will you do this for me? If you don't have a relationship with that seller, they might be like, you know what? Let's have a relationship before we just start opening boxes for you. It's just not an expectation. You know, you got you got to work for it. You got to work for that open box. um, so yeah, so that's kind of the deal there. It's not that you can't hold. We've done it. We've done it as well. What do I mean? So basically, what an open box is, and it's common with our jewelry sellers who have frequent sales, is maybe they have a sale Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Monday they'll have a sale, and rather than pack everything up on Tuesday, they'll leave the box open. They won't ship it yet, so that everything that's purchased on Tuesday, if they have repeat buyers, they'll just put it in that open box that they had on Monday. So it's like, oh, I still have the box open. I have this buyer that came back on Tuesday. I'll just pack that up and put it in their box for Monday. And then they come back on Wednesday, they buy more stuff, and you still have that open box from Monday. So you just put it in the box, and then it helps save on shipping. Yes, absolutely. So it's called an open box. It saves on shipping for the buyer. Yep. And it's most common with jewelry because, most common with jewelry. We'll do it occasionally when we have 2 days in a row of sales. Yeah. So that's really the only thing with holding, is you have to think as a seller, like, is it worth sacrificing my shipping time? And sometimes the answer is no. Like, no, sorry, I'm not going to do that open box for you. You're on your own. And that's fine too. I mean, nobody's going to hold that against you if you're like, yeah, nah, I'm not going to do that. um, oh no. I mean, like, I feel the need to actually make another reel just reminding everybody that I have been doing this for 10 years. I've been doing social media for 10 years. If you knew some of the comments I got early on in doing social media, like, you you would just be like so disgusted, like just mortified. Like, I am so immune to anything that anyone has could ever even say to me. Like, nobody could ever say anything to hurt me. I'm so immune. Um, it really doesn't bother me. If anything, I look at it like when somebody says something mean to me, I'm like, I can make content out of that. Yeah, that's really all it is like somebody makes a comment, I'm like, oh, that's good content. That's all. That's the only thing I think. Shelby's laughing because she knows. I'm just like, oh, that's good content. Like, that's all. That's my only thought. It's not like, oh, that hurts me. I'm like, oh, that's good content. Or they say something absolutely ridiculous, and I just want to show how ridiculous it is and let everyone else see. Yeah. I know that's so, like, please don't ever think that like I'm upset or anything when I post those reels. It's really just me making fun of the fact that it's just me poking fun. That's all it is. There's nothing anyone could ever say that would ever bother me after 10 years of doing this job. Well, if you feel like you need to do that, then you go right ahead. I'm just letting you know that it really, honestly, I'm good. All right, see you later, Michelle. Have a good day. Um, yeah, haters gonna hate. And I always say this, and like this is probably like the worst like motto to live by, but I've always said this, and like my friends are like, that's like not the, like, why do you say that? But I always say it's only going to get worse. Like, that's my saying, is it's only going to get worse. And it just sounds very like non-optimistic, but it's the truth. Like they're only like, the comments are going to get worse. Everything is only going to get worse. But I mean, it is what it is. It's true. Yeah, it's facts. Yeah. And you just have to remember that it's only going to get worse, which means you only have to get stronger, you know? Does anyone have any questions? Thank you. I try. Try my best. Oh, yes. Yes, I know that. I absolutely know that. Any way to put two emails into Niknax? I'm not sure what you mean. I like that. Show date is day 0 for shipping. Yes, yeah. I wouldn't count that. I mean, in my head, I count like the next day. So, but here's the thing: is like that for me. Like, if I was to say, okay, when did this item ship? I'd be like, okay, well, the net 1, 2, 3. Now, the algorithm that shows up on your profile, I don't know how they're calculating that. I don't know if they're calculating that based on the following day. That I don't know. But like in my head, if I was to get an email and said, oh, this person didn't ship this yet, I would, if I was to go in and look at, okay, what was their ship time? And I was looking at that, I'd be like, okay, they had 1, 2, 3, and I would count it as the following day. I wouldn't send you a message and be like, you didn't ship this on time. I would look at like, okay, well, they had 1, 2, 3, and I count it as the following day. Let's see. Do. Consignment. So this is one thing. That's a good question. Can sellers who are running out of space work with sellers on a consignment basis? That is a matter of preference, and that's depending on a business model of whoever. My whole thing, and I told Sage, I don't know if Sage got back. I told Sage. Sage was when she was traveling the one time. Somebody was like, "Hey," she met up with someone and they wanted to like give her the stuff, and then she'd sell it and they'd split it. I learned very early on never to do consignment. I won't do consignment because it's just so messy. It's messy because like then you like sell the stuff and then it's like, okay, well, I have to give you this split, and then yeah, it's not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. I learned that you just buy it outright. Local laws as well, yes, because technically if you're selling the stuff for them, you're acting as an auctioneer, and so depending on your laws, you could be breaking the law because some states require that you have an auctioneer's license in order to sell other people's stuff on consignment. So I always just buy it outright, especially in Las Vegas. Yeah, we know that. Um, we're not going to go there during coffee chat though. But yes, I always suggest just buy it outright. So come up with a number that you both agree on, buy it outright, be happy with that number. Even if you're watching that person, they sell it for way more. Just be happy with that number. But that is always my suggestion. That was my suggestion to Sage when she's like, oh, she wants to do it this way. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do consignment. I would suggest that to anyone, to never do consignment. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to hook up with a seller and be like, this is the stuff I have, what can you offer me for this? Get a few different quotes from a few different sellers, see what they could offer you, and then go from there. But yeah, I mean, we've got some great sellers on here, but I mean, I'd get a few different quotes, see what they could offer you, pull together some stuff, send photos, and I'm sure they could help you out. Yeah, especially from friends and family, it can get so messy. Yeah, just do the right thing. Well, I have a meeting in 9 minutes. I have my next meeting. So, does anyone else have any more questions? Yeah, people asking to sell stuff for. Yeah, that's the thing. I always say, yeah, no, but I mean, I could see what you have, and maybe I could buy it from you outright. Um, is it okay to sell perfume on here? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know how I feel about perfume. I'd have to think about that one. Can I come to Oregon? I could. I could. Will I? I don't know. There's a lot listed. Yeah, I know. I have to think about that. My issue is repros, knockoffs. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to find out what district policy is on perfume, and we'll go from there. I would love to go to Colorado. What are the selling fees on district? Selling fees on district are 10% plus processing. Well, it depends on the marketplace. Niknax is 10% plus processing. I am not moving. No. I am traveling quite frequently, but I'm not moving. I see an up arrow. Yes, we were supposed to dump it before shipping. That is correct. That is correct. I forgot that we said that. We did say that. Thank you for reminding me. We'll check their emails. The new tax on seller fees in certain states. Okay. There is a new tax on seller fees in certain states. Please check your emails. Did that come from district or Stripe? Texas is one of them. Okay. District. Okay. Sometimes that goes into spam. So please check your email for any recent emails from district. Tennessee, New York. Oh, you're wondering if Tennessee is included? I do not know. I would check the email. It would have come from district. I feel like 9 times out of 10, the district emails go into spam. My son is texting me. I should probably check that. It applies across platforms, so you might have gotten emails from other platforms as well. Yeah. All right, I have a meeting in 5, so I am going to hop off of here. But I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me today. This was a good chat. Stay tuned. I'm going to put the signups for Carlisle Antique Show, Antique Fest, we're calling it a festival, in the seller chat. I will do an @channel. Okay. I will also include the code. There will be a code that you can put in to get percentage off if you are signing up. Okay. And that will give you that percentage off. My goal is if you are a seller on Niknax, I also will ask for your Niknax username so that we could put a sign in front of your booth space so that it says, I'm also a seller on Niknax. Find me. And then we'll include you can, well, actually, maybe we'll just put the sign and then you can use a Sharpie and fill in your username. Does that make sense? So I want to make sure that if you are a Niknax seller, we include one of these like one of those realtor signs that you can just, and then you can put your name. So that way people can, if they like what you have, they can also find you on Niknax. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Glad it makes sense. All right, so stay tuned for that. Keep an eye on the chat channels. And I will see you guys next week or sooner if I have the sale. All right, yes. All right, let's see. Who is live right now? Let's see. We've got a few friends live. How about we go see? Let's go see Kathy. It's been a while since we saw Kathy. Here we go.